What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with the NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Tuesday, January 24th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter, @Josh Engleman. That's where I want you guys to go to ask me any questions you may have. Let me know, who are your favorite plays on this slate, your least favorite plays? What do you like about this video? What questions do you have? Find the thread for these videos. They're going to be posted. This video gets posted, DraftKings video gets posted. Hit me up with some questions in that thread. And finally, BetMGM is the sponsor. If you are interested in 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum, along with up to $1,000 in first bet insurance at BetMGM, then you can click the link in the description, head on over, and sign up. Now, we're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Ayo Dosunmu, CJ McCollum, Dorian Finney-Smith, Benedict Mathurin, and Dwight Powell, which, that is a 5-man group at the bottom of that list. Who will be my favorites? A list that looks much better. It's time to find out. First up at number 5, I'm going to Chris Paul. He's point guard eligible, 8,200, projected for 41. The goal is 48, and he is in the optimal lineup 24% of the time. Paul came back after missing a couple games and played 38 minutes after I had him projected for 28. So feels a little bit better to give him 34 in this one. We know that he is capable of playing that kind of role. I got him in at 1.2 fantasy points per minute. It's a fantastic spot against Charlotte, who may be without LaMelo Ball. They're, at the very least, they're on a back-to-back. I don't know what the Hornets are going to look like today, but even at their best, they're not very good. 17.5 points for Paul, 9.5 assists, so very close to a double-double, 5 boards and 2 stocks. At 8,200, without Booker, without Ayton, this is just Chris Paul's team. He's going to do whatever he can out there, and I don't think he's priced correctly, given the amount of minutes he's inevitably able to play. I could hear the groans already, but hear me out here. Bismack Biyombo, number 4, center eligible, 4,600, projected for 28. The goal is 30. He's in the optimal lineup 27% of the time. We saw him play like 16 minutes this most recent matchup, and I know people are probably freaking out about him from last time, but I think you have to ignore that. Bismack Biyombo played 15 minutes in the first half of their last game. Standard 8-minute rotation at the beginning of the first quarter, standard 7 at the end. He just so happened to pick up 3 fouls at the end of the second quarter. He then picked up another foul 30 seconds into the third quarter, never saw the floor again for the rest of the third, came back in midway through the fourth, got 2 fouls in another 30 seconds, he was gone. So it's hard to think that the Suns wanted anything other than, at the very least, 3 main rotations. You get 15 minutes in the first half, you're tacking on another 7 there. That's 22 with the capability to close. I think they're just going to use Bismack Biyombo as a starting center in a very normal manner. At which point, I gave him 28 minutes. He's a fantasy point per minute guy taking on the Hornets, who, this isn't something that I care about, but I know a lot of people are going to say, bigs against the Hornets. Well, here's one for you right here. 16% usage, 8.5 points, 9 boards, an assist, and 2.5 stocks for Biyombo. He's underpriced for what I think his role is going to be. I'm going right back to him. He's a better play on DraftKings, though, which you'll see on the other video if you watch it. Staying with the Suns, that's how good of a matchup it is against the Hornets. We got Cam Johnson, small forward, power forward eligible, 5,200. Projected for 30. The goal is 33. He's in the optimal lineup 28% of the time. Johnson played 30 minutes their last time out, which means I expect him to be playing a minimum of 30 minutes every time moving forward. He is one of the few legitimate rotation pieces that are still around for the Suns. So I think he's like a fantasy point per minute guy in this spot with a slightly increased role. 22% usage, 17 points, 5.5 boards, 2 assists, and a little over a stock. But again, we're just trying to get guys against the Hornets. That shouldn't be all that difficult to wrap your head around. In at number 2, I'm going to TJ McConnell, point guard, shooting guard eligible, 6,600, projected for 36. The goal is 40. He's in the optimal lineup 30% of the time. We saw McConnell get the start his last time out and played massive minutes, so I assume he gets the start and plays pretty big minutes again. I tried to be a little pessimistic. I gave him 33 minutes. You get him to number 2, so I guess you can see what happens if he gets some more playing time. Close to a 1.1 fantasy point per minute guy against the Chicago Bulls. 18% usage, 13 points, 9 assists, and 5.5 rebounds. That's a hell of a line. Plus 2 stocks. We know TJ McConnell has no problem getting steals. It's a competitive game. They're only 1-point dogs, so you expect McConnell to be out there for a ton. If he gets 33 minutes, he's one of the best plays on today's slate. Now, before we get to the number one contender, one last reminder to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. You got to follow me right here, this guy, on Twitter, at Josh Engleman. That is the place that you can ask me questions. Anything you want to know for today's slate, I'm your man. Hit me up in the thread for this video. And finally, BetMGM is the sponsor. 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum, along with up to $1,000 in first bet insurance. This one's easy for me to talk about. Luka Doncic is my number one contender for today. Point guard, shooting guard eligible. 11,900. Projected for 68. The goal is 66. He's in the optimal lineup 34% of the time. He's just hanging massive numbers right now. He's playing 40 minutes a game, basically. They've cut it down to like a 7.5-man rotation. There's just no ambiguity anymore. And he's facing a not good Washington Wizards team, down Rui Hachimura. Not like that matters at all. They're 7-point favorites here. I have Luka as a 1.75 fantasy point per minute guy. And 39% usage, 37.5 real points, 11 boards, and 10 assists. Yes, I have Luka Doncic projected for a triple-double today. You don't normally see that. Oh, by the way, an additional 2 stocks. It's the easiest guy to want to pay up for. I see no reason not to, and we're going to have plenty of value. Luka Doncic is my number one contender. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Tuesday, January 24th. DraftKings version is around here somewhere, so check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win some money. We are back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.